Hi Squeeze community, my name is Shannon. I'm a certified Pilates instructor and creator of the Inflow Studio, and I am here today to bring you a quick sculpt for inner thighs and core using the Squeeze Pilates ring. It's not just like any other Pilates ring, it's weighted 4 pounds, so it's really going to add some extra spice for inner thighs and abs today. We'll get started on our backs, so meet me down there. Coming all the way down, insides of the feet come together, knees apart in a clamshell shape, and you'll take your ring in between the thighs, hands come behind the nape of the neck. We'll just start with some gentle core engagement, so you're heavy through back of bum, little light breathing space in the lower back. Inhaling at the bottom, exhale as you pull the inner thighs in on the ring. Okay, we inhale, release a touch, and then exhale, pull in. I want you to start to imagine like you've got a wide belt on the lower abdominals. Every time you exhale and squeeze, that belt cinches a few notches, starting to connect inner thighs to core. All right, one more squeeze here, we'll add on. We inhale again. This next time as we squeeze in, start to nod through the chin. We curl up, ab curl. And then lower everything down. Release the ring slightly. Inhaling at the bottom, then we exhale, pull up and down. As you find that curl, we're maintaining neutral spine in the lower back, so it's just a curl up through the upper spine. Feeling how we're zippering up through inner thighs, and that continues all the way up into the core as that belt cinches. Let's do 2 more here. Inhaling at the bottom. Maybe you can curl up 1 more inch for me. On this next curl, we're going to hold it up. Hold that squeeze. Start to lift the feet off the mat. Hover legs into tabletop, then dip them back down. Okay, just holding in the ab curl. Knees over hips. And then toes dip. No change in the lower back here, all right? Maintaining this gentle squeeze in on the ring to keep inner thighs engaged. Let's do 2 more here. Exhale, maybe you add a little extra squeeze as you bring the knees over the hips. Last one, holding. Now we're going to rotate right elbow to left knee, then open back up center, toes dip center. Pull the knees back in, left elbow to right knee, and then dip. Okay. So oblique ab curl now as we pull that diamond or clamshell shape back in. Ooh, starting to feel a little more obliques. Okay, let's do 2 more. And on this last one, hold right elbow to left knee, holding here, reaching right arm long. We start to curl up as you pulse in on the ring. Exhale for 5 and 4. Give me 3, 2. Last one. Don't lower down. We're going to go back to that center. Finding that alternating oblique ab curl with the toe dip in the middle. Just to switch it over to the other side. You've got 3 more. Core should be lit up by now for 2. Last one, holding towards the other side now. Left arm reaches. You reach up a little bit deeper into the curl. Pulse in on the ring. Get that breath going. Exhale, pull in. Give me 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Lower it all the way down. Now reach for the ring, taking the feet a little bit further away from you, but you're still in this clamshell shape. Arms are going to reach over the chest. Start to nod through the chin to roll all the way up in space, and then tuck through the tail to roll down. All right, we nod through the chin first. Feel that belly button pull up and in as you sit nice and tall. Okay, you can think of your arms as an extension of the core here, helping to lift you up through the core. All right, we've got 1 more here. holding at the top. Now we're going to start to round halfway back. Inner thighs come together as you slice the ring side, then open back up, sit it nice and tall. We'll stay on that side. So whichever side you started on, we're slicing and then pulling up and in. Maybe you get a little bit deeper into that C curve. Belly button's pulling in towards the spine, inner thighs hug in together. Give me 2 more. And reach. Last one, holding here. Now hug the ring in, open inner thighs, then send it back out to that starting position, okay? We hug the ring in. Open, release that inner thigh connection, then find it again. Really pull up and in there, zippering up through inner thighs for 4. Twisting through obliques for 3. Maybe you sit an inch deeper into that C curve for 2. Okay, last one. And pull it all the way up. Other side immediately. So inner thighs hug together. You chop it side into your C curve and then come all the way up. Using breath, we inhale, lift, grow taller. Exhale as you find that C curve. Rotate through the core. Amazing. Let's do 2 more. We know where this one's going. We've got that hold on the bottom on this next one. So hold it somewhere. You can keep the core stable. Hugging the ring in by the chest. Open up inner thighs and send it back out to the side. Inner thighs hug together. Knees go apart. They glue together. Like you've got magnets between the inner thighs. Even though we're in the C curve, we're maintaining that length through the spine. Let's do 3 more. You got this. 2. And 1. Bring it all the way up and in. Beautiful. We can just lower that ring down. Reach forward in a nice butterfly for a moment. Maybe you flutter through the legs just to find a quick release. Not too long though. And then we'll roll on up and come to kneeling for me. So nice tall kneeling, knees are underneath the shoulders, stacked through the spine. We've got the ring in our hands. Taking 1 foot out, find that external rotation through your hip. Now we're going to lean into that leg like a lunge and then squeeze in on the ring, lift up, okay? Leaning in. Finding that connection through the core. So feel that press up through the inner thigh, all the way up into the belly button. 1 more like this. Okay, now maybe you add a heel lift as you press. Heel lifts. Adding a layer. All right, we'll keep progressing here. You can always stay at a previous progression. Want you to find that connection through inner thigh and core. Okay, maybe we start to add a twist. Heel lifts, you twist over towards that lunging leg. Inhale down. Amazing. All right, let's go for 2. And 1. Okay, last progression. Maybe we see a foot can hover. Maybe pick up the pace a little bit, but still maintain that control. Finding that slice through the center. Woo! Give me 3. Chest nice and open. 2. And 1. Put it back down. All right, bring that leg into parallel. Lengthen out. We start to dive up and over a big beach ball. Rotate through the ribs towards your mat. Back to the front. And then grow nice and tall. So it's up and over. Rotate towards your mat. And then up and tall. Maintaining length at both sides of the waist. It's like you're being pulled in opposition. All right. Last one. Up tall. Then we're going to do 1 more to meet me down at the bottom. Rotate towards the floor. That ring goes in your front hand. Right hand on the mat, left hand on the ring. Press through both hands and left foot. Start to hover right knee off the mat. And then back down. So you really need to press into both hands and the left foot to Hover right knee, create that connection, that inner thigh hug up and in. Okay, having your left hand on the ring here just adds a little instability. Okay, on this next one, we're going to hold up. Tiny pulse down on the ring, lift up through the thigh. Add that breath. We've got 5. You can do it. Tall on the bottom arm for 3 and 2. Last one. Take it all the way down. We can lower down into a nice twisted child's pose here with a little side bend release. And then you're going to meet me back up in tall kneeling for the other side. No time to waste. We're going to take other leg out now into your lunge position. Starting with the heel down, you lower into your lunge, press the heel, lift up through the core. Inhale into the lunge. Exhale, find that connection through the core. Belly buttons lifting up and in together. One more like this. Again, you can always stay here, or we start to add on. Next time you press up, maybe you find that heel lift. A little more inner thigh there. Less glute. Harder to balance. One more, and then we'll start to add our twist. We know where this is going this time. Twist over towards lunging leg. Amazing. Last one like this, and then we'll pick it up for our last progression. Find some force out of that leg and find your twist. Play around with it. It's not going to be easy to balance here. See, you want to try to see if you can find a little hold at the top. There it is. It's power and control for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's straighten out that lengthened leg. We're going to go up and over a big beach ball. Rotate chest towards mat. Then back center. Lift it up and over. Okay, up and over. It's that top side waist that's pulling you back up nice and tall. Up and over. Bottom side waist supporting you at the bottom. Okay, so both sides of waist are working. Inhale up and over. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back center. Exhale, come up. On this last one, we'll go up and over, then twist towards the floor. Right hand has the ring, left hand on the mat. We find a press into them, press into that right extended leg, left leg hovers up and in. And lower down. Try to maintain your length through the spine here. So we're not rounding through the spine. We do have this rotation of the chest towards the mat. Hips are facing out, squared off. Okay, so it's just a rotation from the belly button up. Holding up here. Okay, lower a bit, then press into the ring, lift. Lower and lift. Like a pulse. Woo, that connection is strong. Inner thigh for 4. Keep that breath going. 3. Cinch the belt for 2. And last one, all the way down lower. Okay, you can let that ring go. Take a nice twisted child's pose here, creating this deep side bend through the waist. Okay, you can take your ring off to the side now. We're just going to release through inner thighs. Coming out into a nice big straddle. Okay, knees are up towards the ceiling. We'll just reach over towards one leg. And then other leg. Okay, so finding this nice opening through inner thighs, but also sides of waist. We'll just do one more each side. And 1. And then when you're ready, we'll start to hinge it forward, walk it forward. When you can no longer hinge, you find a nice round back. Whoa, my inner thighs are tight today. Breathe into that space to find some release. And we'll walk it up bone by bone, stacking the spine, and we are all done. That was your inner thigh and core sculpt with the squeeze ring. Let me know how it felt. We'll be feeling that one tomorrow, I think, and I will see you on the mat soon.